Okay, so hi guys, today we're going to be reviewing the plastic texture pack. Now this texture pack is basically the same as the barebones texture pack, so there's really not much to it. So they have updated this one for 1.20, as you can see the doors have updated, the cherry logos, but this texture pack is just not very interesting, so there's not really much for me to talk about. Like, it's basically the vanilla textures, except everything is just very plasticky. I mean, the paintings are very different, which is interesting. But other than that, there's nothing really much for me to talk about. Like, these are updated. Like, it's not interesting, right? Like, there's nothing for me to talk about, so whatever. And we're just gonna go through all the various blocks and stuff. This is gonna be the shortest review, I think, because really, like, everything is just so simple. Like, this is just the most useless texture pack. I mean, it's a good texture pack, but, like, look at this. The terracotta hasn't changed. Like, there are some things that are just not that good. Although the sculpt block looks kind of interesting, actually. For example, look at the fire. The fire is the same for some reason. They didn't put effort into some of them. Like, the armor trims are exactly the same. They just look simpler. Like, look at this. What is this? Like, the June armor trim? Like, looks exactly the same. Like, they could have made these a little bit more different, in my opinion. But they look kind of the same. I mean, what is this? The eye armor trim. Yeah, you can see the flowers. These have been updated. The trees. The cherry tree looks quite nice, actually. It looks exactly like what you would see in, like, the promotional material. The nether portal animation looks pretty interesting. Everything, like, look, even the grass. The grass has absolutely no texture. It's just pure green. Like, straight up. Everything is just super simplistic looking. It's got this very, I mean, okay, the coral looks somehow more interesting. Yeah, so let's check out the mobs. You can see all the sprites. This is actually the most boring texture pack. I don't like it. The sniffer and the camel have been updated though. But they look basically the same. Like, this just looks like the barebones texture pack. I mean, we could check out some of the mobs, but they look exactly the same. Like, this is just exactly the same texture. This one's a little bit different. I think how the chest is actually hard instead. Very simplistic design though. I guess we'll go through some of the basic models. Everything is just a very simplistic, like there's no texturing or anything. The bee, I don't know why the bee looks like that. That looks weird. The cow, the pig, like everything is just super simplistic looking. This one, I don't think this one's retextured for some reason. Actually, the cats look kind of like not. Stupid fucking cats. But yeah, it's quite simplistic. Let's go for some more interesting mobs, I guess. Mushroom looks exactly the same. The brown mushroom as well looks exactly the same. Like, parrots are like this texture pack. Like, what am I supposed to comment on it? It's exactly like vanilla. Like the parrots look almost identical because the parrots don't really have that much shading. Same with the rabbits, look exactly the same. Okay, the llamas look a little bit different. Actually, they look a little bit different. Got the horse models. Okay, that one has. Okay, wait, whoa. I like that noise. Donkeys. They look basically like they have nothing on. Mule just looks like a horse. Like, what am I supposed to say? There's like nothing to say here. They're just simplistic versions of the existing mobs. Everything has a very square design. Although the leads are green for some reason, I don't know why. Also, the UI is blue, which I think is nice. Like, this looks exactly like the textures that you'd see in the Minecraft trailer. Yeah, it's basically the same. Wait, actually, what does this look like? Oh yeah, it's exactly the same. You can see some of the newer sprites, I guess. Like the pottery shards are interesting. Very simplistic. They have the same design. I think actually this one's a little bit different. No, that's a sword. These look exactly the same. I actually quite like their item sprites. Like the sprites of the items are quite nice as well. I like it. It's interesting that the potion color hasn't been updated though. You can see that some of them still use the old like design of the pre 1.14 textures. Like for example, one thing that's interesting is the water is like really bright blue because this was made before the 1.13 update, which is interesting. So it remains the like you can see some of the textures use the old colors. Also, whoa, look at the brush. I don't think I've seen the brush before. Looks weird. The spyglass overlay is different as well. Again, why does the spyglass look like it's made of gold and not copper? I don't understand. I don't understand why. I actually like the armor. The armor is pretty good. The armor is actually quite nice. Because it's all like very simplistic. Like it looks very... The armors are exactly the same. We got the stiffer egg, which is weird. Hanging roots, spore blossom, copper. Now the suspicious sand, I can't really tell the difference. These two you can kind of tell the difference. Like the spots here are bigger, but the suspicious gravel and the gravel are way too similar. Like this one, yeah, they look identical. Like, can you tell the difference between the ones that's suspicious? I guess this one. No, but if you were to put like a big patch of gravel with this texture pack, you couldn't really see the difference. Like, especially if you're underwater. The sand you can see a little bit more, but like it looks way too similar to regular sand. So that's the only downside of this texture pack, is the suspicious sand looks way too similar. Don't know why the terracotta isn't different though. That's my own complaint. Prisming is quite nice too. Actually, let's go check out the nether. Oh yeah, the nether is kind of weird. What's kind of cool is that the nylon has the same texture as the mycelium. So they tried to copy that. Like you can see it has the same pattern, kind of. Which I kind of like. The nether looks basically the same. I think the fog color is actually different, which is interesting. Also the crosshair is different as well. But everything else looks basically the same. The end as well. Nothing much going on at the end. Like, the end stone looks kind of interesting. Looks like a weird square. Yeah, basically kind of the same. The dragon egg looks interesting. The bedrock. Again, these two look kind of like the same block. Like, it's just very geometrical looking shapes. Maybe the trapdoors. The warped one is interesting because it still has that kind of warpy design. You can see all the boats. They look very, very simplistic. And yeah, I think that's gonna be it for the review because there's really nothing else for me to talk about. Also, yeah, the colors are the old colors from before 1.12. So the yellow is like this weird, like you can see the yellow. Yeah, the yellow is using the weird bright yellow. Like look at the shulker box; it has been updated to match the newer colors. You could see the wool. Actually, this one's that's concrete. Where's the wool? No, it's not the updated colors. Oh, I guess I didn't display banners in this map. Oh, I should probably... The banners don't really change that much, though. I really hate how these aren't organized in the right color. The banners aren't really that important to look at, although I'm surprised I forgot to put that block. I'm not going to go through all the banner designs, because there's a lot of them, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the review.